Welcome to part 2 about how to help grade 9 students review for their Provincial Achievement Test. In the previous podcast, we talked about some of the ideas and the ways that we would work through some questions. I just wanted to show you a couple more, particularly numerical response, and a couple other types of questions. So here's one where we have 3 students who are going on a vacation and they share equal costs of the rental car, hotel, and food. And so again, present the information to the students, have them talk to each other, make sure that they understand what is happening, and then you can have them create some questions. So this one doesn't have numbers, it does have variables, so it'll be treated in a slightly different way. And then the question on this one is, which of the following equations can Mira use to calculate the amount each person must pay? P. So they can't even answer this question without looking at all of the multiple choice questions, but you can make sure through your discussions that they know that they're 3 people and they're going to have to share it, which would ultimately be dividing by 3, and then analyze the multiple choice options. And again, a reminder that on the poll tab the answer is right there. So this is a slightly different question. This one's a nice one. We've got a visual and they have the cube-shaped fish tanks, and so lots of conversation could take place around this, what they know, volume, surface area, all sorts of stuff that kids could come up with. And then the question here is, if each side of Norm's fish tank is half the length of each side of Rick's fish tank, then how much more water will Rick's fish tank hold? Many students struggle with this because there aren't any numbers in this. So the great thing about a smartboard is you could actually pick up the pen and you could decide on the dimensions of the small tank and then go from there. So if Norm's fish tank is half, so let's just say this is 1 by 1 by 1, then if this is half the size of the bigger one, then we would know that this is 2 by 2 by 2, whatever unit would be appropriate. And so then there could be some discussion based on that, and really nice to be able to write on the smartboard and add these things. So then when they get to the question, or the answer, sorry, because the question's already there, how much more water will Rick's fish tank hold? They could have some ideas of what kind of answers are possible, and then ultimately have a look at the multiple choice, and then you can check your answer on the side here. The last one I wanted to show you in this podcast is a numerical response. So here's an example of similar polygons. We know that the first polygon has a perimeter of 16 centimeters and the second has a perimeter of 10. So you may want to, even before you get here, you could add a page and you could write in first polygon, second polygon, and you could even go to dual page display and then put in something like this. You know that the perimeter here is 16 centimeters. A little bit hard to do this without being at the board, and the second is 10 centimeters. So you can write down all the thinking, all the numbers that are important as students provide that for you. And then there is the question right here. If the shortest side of the first polygon has a length of 4 centimeters, so the first one we're going to go in order because that's really important. 4 centimeters, and then this is the piece that's missing. And so it looks like a ratio and proportion type of question. The students can do the work. You can even have students come up to the board, take turns, and ultimately it's a numerical response, so it's a nice opportunity to review that. And what I've done for the answers, and I'll just go back to full screen mode here, is that on the poll tab I've taken a photograph of what the answer would look like. And so just a reminder to students that they always start on the left and go to the right, and if there's anything empty, just leave it empty. This would be the appropriate answer for 2.5 centimeters. And that's it. That's part 2 of our podcast, and we hope that that was helpful. And good luck and have a great year end.